Hello and welcome to this edition of the PolicyBazaar show. Today we put the spotlight on health insurance in times of COVID-19. Joining me is Anuj Tyagi, who's the CEO at HDFC Ergo Health Insurance. Thanks very much, Anuj. Great talking to you. Difficult times, but how is both HDFC Ergo Health and, more importantly, the health insurance industry, according to you, coping with COVID-19?
Sure. Yeah. Interesting times, Vivek, and as you're aware, we've recently done the acquisition of erstwhile company, and which is now HDFC Ergo Health. So we are in the middle of integration. There's a lot of activity going on in the organization, and then amidst the heightened integration activity came Corona. So yes, I think as such an integration of this magnitude was complex, and the Corona phase makes it even more complex. But I think we are well on track, and our employee integration, our channel integration, product integration, process, applications, we are on track. In fact, in some of the things we are ahead of time, and I can surely say that the customers, the partners, the channels can expect a heightened value from both the organizations, and the Corona has not debilitated our spirit. We are absolutely on track, Vivek.
I'll come back to that in a bit, but how are people dealing with coronavirus and health insurance? We are a country which has very low penetration of health insurance. Are you seeing greater awareness being built around it? Are you seeing more business coming? Are you seeing more queries coming? People wanting to get themselves insured in these difficult times?
So see, Vivek, yes, if you go by the search on the net in these times, the maximum search has happened around the COVID insurance. The queries which have started coming to the channel, those queries have gone up. So there is very clear, I would say, an increased awareness, increased desire, or at the end of the customers to know about health insurance options. Has it directly manifested itself into business? I would say not at this stage, because let's also understand that we're still in a state of shock. We don't know what has hit us. It is not. We've still not gotten back to our normal self. Also, as you would imagine in this situation, there is a tendency to prioritize what is my first priority in this stage, and unfortunately, in my opinion, insurance to the larger populace still is not in that priority list in spite of this situation, COVID situation around us. But clearly, we see more inquiries. One trend which is a direct indication of what's going to happen, you'll find it interesting. Our renewal rates of health policies have gone up. So in spite of the fact that there was a time when we could not fulfill, as an industry I was talking about, there was issues on fulfillment, how do you collect the checks before the regulator came in and said, okay, we will give a grace period. Not everybody is still digital payment. There are checks, there is also element of cash that the customers do. In spite of this, you will see the renewal rates of health policies have gone up. So yeah, I would say that this incident, unfortunate it has shaken us, and I pray to God that we should get over with it soon and move on. But it, in my opinion, will certainly increase the awareness about health insurance in totality. Yes.
So that's one more reason to get your health cover at an early age.
Oh yeah.
Because if you are, say, 25 or 30 and you're in good health, it's going to be a far more smoother journey for you. You can just do it all digital.
See, Vivek, this is like any other investment. The earlier you start, the better it is. So absolutely. Completely agree with you.
How has the digital journey been, Anuj, considering everybody's been in a lockdown? There is, I don't think anybody who can physically go and avail of this policy at any branch. It's all being done digitally, while as an industry, health insurance was moving towards digital, but it was still a very small part of overall sales. Because of the fact that everybody who's had to buy health insurance in these last 2 months has had to do it through the digital mode, how has that played out for companies like you? Have you been able to complete that journey, the entire journey for a customer through the digital route?
Sure, Vivek. So I'll break it into two parts. The entire digital journey from a customer's point of view needs to be seen as a selling journey and a post-sale. That's the service journey. So I'm sure you're aware that at HDFC, we've taken big strides as far as digitization of our processes is concerned. Our general insurance company has been sort of a trendsetter in terms of digital initiatives, and even health company HDFC Ergo Health is fairly ahead of its lot of competitors when it comes to the digital journey. So to give you an idea, today roughly about 71% of our claims from the hospitals are coming online through the portal. Now that in itself is a big development, because initially we would still have a lot of papers flying between the hospitals and the insurance companies, and every step towards digitization leads to an enhanced customer service, so your turnaround times get shortened. And talking of turnaround time, I must mention that in our general insurance company for health, and I'll keep giving data points for both the companies as far as health business is concerned, because very soon we will be merged. But we have for our cashless claims, we have a on an average roughly about 13 to 14 minutes turnaround times for pre-auth, which is, in my opinion, there's no published data, but if I go as per the some of the independent data which some hospitals have displayed on their websites or on their receptions, this is possibly the best turnaround time in the industry. We in HDFC Ergo Health also, we commit and we deliver the same turnaround times. A lot of this can only be possible if the digitization journey is far ahead of its in the entire thing. So the uptake of digital medium as far as service is concerned due to corona has gone to a different level. So we have applications like HealthGen, which is a full customer application. We have Empower, which is another application for claims and some of these things. Those were there, but earlier, I would have to request my channel and my customer to use these applications. Today I don't have to request, because we have gone ahead and ensured that our backend, as far as our claims and customer service is concerned, was up and running within a few days. After that, what was left was for my channel and my customer to use the digital ecosystem that we have created. So yes, as for the service, the digital ecosystem usage as far as HDFC Ergo is concerned has increased. For selling also, it's we've had in HDFC Ergo Health and also in our sister company, we've had a very I would say a beautiful customer journey as far as buying is concerned. It's a simple few steps process, value defining products, and so on and so forth. As far as the digital service is concerned, there are very, very clear indicators. As far as buying is concerned, yes, in both the companies we've seen an uptake. The fulfillment of renewals is happening to a large extent, to a great extent now digital. So we are seeing both and that's why I said, if we see digital service and digital selling, on both the aspects in this phase, the uptake has gone to a higher level. And I hope we persist. I hope we continue with this in the times to come.
Yeah, just to take that point, I hope you continue with this. How do you see things evolving in the post-COVID world? Post-lockdown, post-COVID, once it's behind us, could be a year from now, 2 years from now. But do you believe that the learnings of the digital journey that you have had to go through in these last couple of months is something that will continue even going forward, especially when it comes to, say, tier 2, tier 3 cities or rural India? What's been the experience of digital adoption in these parts, non-metros?
See, Vivek, it's a misconception that the digital journey uptake in tier 2, tier 3 cities is less. And if I were to, give you some data points, I'm sure you're aware that last Diwali, between the two large e-commerce companies, they did roughly about 22,000 crores of business. And you'll be surprised that close to 55-60% of that business actually came from tier 2, tier 3 cities. Look at the number of digital wallet transactions. There is data which says digital wallet transactions of, to the tune of about $27-28 billion per annum is happening in the country. Now, a large part of this is happening in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So first and foremost, tier 2, tier 3 is comfortable with the digital journey. Tier 2, tier 3 cities, out of the 45 crore internet users, a large part is sitting in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So they are well aware of the digital journeys. They are well aware of the digital ecosystems. What has not happened, which in my opinion will happen now, is the usage of those digital journeys to buy products like insurance has been relatively low, or to I mean, if I were to actually put it very bluntly, today a customer does not need to see my face, Vivek, right from the buying to the settlement of the claim. Entire journey in both our companies across the product segments, retail product segments, can be done digitally. Now, in this phase, when per force though it may be, but the customers have gotten used to seeing my applications, the HealthGen, the IPO from my other company, the Empower, as I said earlier. So they've gotten used to it. Second, the biggest influencer of such change from a retail customer point of view also is channel. I mean, the agents play a huge role. And we've had a big initiative in the organization a couple of years back, and we call it the Bionics initiative, where we said we will convert all our channels, all our agents into digital agents. So they are fully digitally enabled. Now, for them, sheer inertia, the ecosystem was ready, but the uptake was lower. Now, this phase, and that's why I'm saying, while it's unfortunate that this COVID happened, I mean, it shouldn't have happened, but the learnings that it has given us, and as you rightly mentioned, the whole key now is to continue with these learnings. This extent of digitization which is now happening in the industry, we need to continue with this. As such, Vivek, and you see, what are we as an industry, general insurance industry, we issue about 20 crore policies a year. These are annual policies. We pay claims. In my opinion, roughly 1 in 12, 1 in 13 policies will see a claim. So we are a transactionally fatigued industry. So if we do not continue with this digitization, if we do not take it to the next level, we in any case will be dinosaurs. So you always need, for a change, you need a trigger, and unfortunate it is, but COVID has been that trigger. In my opinion, the industry we've done a lot, as I said, if I look at my competitor peers, I know there are some good digital initiatives which people are taking, digital channels, all around, who are investing a lot in technology and making the customer journeys beautiful. And I think this trigger will only ensure that the journey continues, the journey enhances, and also the customers will now get used to transacting insurance, taking insurance services also digitally. I see that happening very clearly.
Time for a quick break here on the Policy Bazaar show, but when I come back, I continue my conversation with Anuj Tyagi, who's the CEO at HDFC Ergo. Lots more to talk about health insurance in the times of COVID-19. Welcome back. You're watching the Policy Bazaar show here on Republic TV, and I'm in conversation with Anuj Tyagi, the CEO at HDFC Ergo Health Insurance. So Anuj, how has the claim settlement process been for you so far? I'm sure you've got claims related to COVID. On the one hand, the regulator has been encouraging the industry to clear these claims very quickly. On the other hand, we're reading reports about different hospitals charging very, very dramatically different rates. How as a company are you handling this kind of a situation when you're getting a claim?
See, Vivek, at HDFC Ergo, for both our companies, the simple rule is we will never underwrite a policy in the event of a claim, post a claim. Every underwriting has to be done before policy, and that's why sometimes my channel also freak out when the acceptance rate is not to their liking in some cases. So at a larger level, as far as claims are concerned, the regulator came with the 2-hour guideline for pre-auth and discharge. Now, I told you our pre-auth average cashless is 13 minutes. Right. So as a philosophy, as a principle for us, and we get sizable numbers. I mean, we get roughly about 2,000 claims per day for both our health claims per day for both our companies. We get about 1,500 motor claims in our GI company, and so on and so forth. So we deal with large numbers. So at a philosophy level, for us, claim situations need to be handled with kids' glove. Yes. The standardization of claims of treatment costs across the hospitals across the country is a big challenge for insurance. And if you ask me, that's really something that we as a country need to handle, because for the same treatment, and it's almost after a few years, maybe it'll become a cliche that the same treatment in different hospitals with insurance, without insurance, will cost you differently. Corona is no different, because we've got a very very high per claim cost as far as the corona treatment is concerned. We at a company level, yes, we are also seeing claims. We've seen roughly about 6-7% of the corona claims so far. But we are still committed to our turnaround times to the customers, and we are ensuring that even in the phase when the industries were destabilized, the industries virtually stopped because of corona, we ensured our 13-14 minutes average turnaround times in our sister company. We have ensured our turnaround times even in health company, as we were giving in the pre-corona phase. So we are committed to those turnaround times.
Anuj, can you tell us a little about the Arogya Sanjeevani cover, which is a standard health product, cleared by the regulator recently?
I think personally for me, Vivek, this cover is will add a huge value to the health industry. This cover will also address the it could actually be also carrier towards enhancing the penetration of the health insurance across the country, for the simple reason that there are various products with various combinations, this exclusion, that coverage, so on and so forth, that makes the choice very difficult for the customers. So Arogya Sanjeevani addresses the very basic tenet that it's a standardized cover across the country. Whether you buy it from anybody, a company A or company B, you're going to get the same cover. There are various options, so you start with the lowest sum insured option to the high sum insured option. So it addresses, the choice of sum insured options also. What it will certainly do to industry, and this is where I see it through my prism. The customer, because the product is the same, pricing would also be largely in the same bracket. Customer will start differentiating the insurance companies based on their servicing. So I think this is where the whole difference between the good service and the bad service will start coming in the minds of the customer. Because today, when a customer buys on day one, this service, possibly it goes while it's there, but maybe in the latent mind. But at that stage, in my opinion, I think it's the price also does play a difference in the minds of the customer, which in Arogya Sanjeevani is largely standardized. Coverages are standardized. So customer will then start asking question, who should I buy from? Company ABC. So maybe there will be more research on the service performance of an insurance company by the customer. But it will certainly, I think, as I said, it will certainly address the help, in the penetration of health insurance in the country.
You talked about the merger right at the beginning of the interview. So let me ask you this. Two powerful brands have come together, HDFC and you have Apollo Munich. What are the kind of innovations that we can look forward to from your end, your customers can look forward to from your end going forward?
See, Vivek, before I come to the innovation, I will start with the basics. The first and foremost, what it does is to all stakeholders, my employees, customers, my channels, it brings the erstwhile company under the umbrella of HDFC Group, which stands for trust, transparency, and being in business for long term. So every stakeholder in the value chain knows that they're now part of an ecosystem which is going to be, as we say it in HDFC Group, we're going to be around for 100 years. And especially for a product like health, which is a long-term product, what more comfort, what more, in terms of satisfaction would a stakeholder want, that they're now part of the system which is financially strong, which has the right values to start off with. The two companies get fused together very soon when the merger happens. So we've got the best of both worlds now for our customers. So we've got a product A, which is Optima Restore, which is our flagship product in our health company. We've got a Super Top Up, which is another beautiful product in our GI company. After merger, our customers will have an option to buy the two products from the same company, and there's a plethora of products. So the entire product bouquet gets expanded post merger, which possibly will be unmatched as far as the industry is concerned. We're talking of We have, and some of the things we've already done, and that's when I spoke of the integration. We had about 5,000 hospital networks in the erstwhile company here. The first thing that we've done as a part of the integration is that our customers now have access to 10,000 plus hospital network in the country. And the relevance of this is, I say it jokingly, chances are customer will open the window and we'll see a hospital on the panel of their insurance company next to them. So in fact, if you see our campaign, the entire campaign is based on the extensive hospital network that we provide. We have, as I mentioned, some of the industry best turnaround times as far as claims are concerned. 13 minutes, 14 minutes on an average for cashless pre-authorization is the turnaround time that we are already working for. As far as the HDFC Ergo Health customers are also concerned, post-merger, that's something which will be available. The entire digital ecosystem that we've created for the merged company, and I said it earlier, the customer, if he or she wishes, doesn't need to see my face right from the buying till the claim settlement. The entire journey is digital. You've got plethora of applications, the wellness application, the buying application, the claim application, so on and so forth. So customers can certainly expect a greater value post merger. And this also incidentally makes us an insurance superstore, by the way, Vivek. When we were GI previously, while we were still doing health, we were doing health insurance, which was as much as the previous company was doing, but we would still be seen as a general insurance company, because health insurance company is seen as a specialist health insurance company. Post merger, we become a very unique identity. We are a general insurance company with the DNA also of a health insurance company. So that's a unique combination which nobody, you don't get it anywhere. We have the merged insurance company will have presence through the digital offices and physical offices in 600 plus locations. So customers, we will actually be closer to the customer. About 120,000 plus advisors to service our customers. So the value that our customers are going to get post merger is, I'm pretty excited with this merger, Vivek, and as I said, we are fairly ahead in terms of our integration process, and soon our customers, our channels, our advisors can expect a lot of value coming into them.
All right, we leave it there. Thanks very much, Anuj, for joining me here today and sharing your thoughts on something which is so critical in times like this, and that is health insurance.